Hi, I'm Sarah. This is my holiday gift guide for writers and for book lovers. I am currently writing my debut fantasy romance book and have been absolutely obsessed with books for many years, and pretty much every birthday, Christmas, everything is always a gift for writing or books, something book related. So I thought I would make a holiday gift guide for you guys, for anyone who is trying to buy something this holiday season, for the book lover in their life, or someone who is currently writing their own book or as an author. These are some of my ideas for you, or if you are that person, send this video and hopefully they get the hint of something that you actually want this year. My idea number one is very simple. It is attire, which can mean a lot of things, and it can work for either writers or book lovers or readers. And for authors, I would choose something like these. If they have published a book, it's when their book is published, something authory, but with all of these gifts you have to know their style, all those kind of things. So I put up a few examples. Pretty much everything I'm looking at is from Etsy or Amazon to most extents, and I can link things below. But going on to Etsy and searching for author hoodies is a very simple way to find any one of these that are on my little guide here. And this would also work really well for readers, and there's just so many different styles and types. You can do ones that are focused to a specific book, like the Belarus Art Festival. I have purchased from that company before, Chapter Catchers, and I really like their products. I've worn them for multiple years now and they still are good. Like, they've worn pretty well. You can look at ones that are embroidered, screen printed, like there's so many options. And you can do ones that are like very discreet for people who are just like not wanting to put on blast like what they read or what they like. Or you can do things that are a little more obvious. For those who are really into the obvious and kind of like loud and proud, goofy kind of vibes of wearing book merch, there are so many options for kind of sillier shirts with faces of characters. You can get more discreet ones with just little symbols, like that fourth wing one that's in the green. There are so many different styles for shirts as well. Something that you could get for either a writer or a reader would be pajama or lounge sets. There's tons of them on Amazon, I think I have some from Aerie or from J. Crew on here as well as Amazon. Something that's cozy, something that's comfy, something that they can hang around the house and read or write in, I'm sure would be very welcome. If your person that you're looking for a gift for is a big hat wearer, there are ones for both writers like these or very themed ones to books for readers. So having those little tiny accessories that they can wear on the regular to remind them of their book or writing, I feel like it's just a fun little touch. Jewelry is another area that you could go into for either. For readers, there's so many options. I feel like there's whole companies. One that I just want to highlight here is from Books to Books, which I've purchased their jewelry before, and it's very nice. Theirs are like a lot more simple and discreet, where you kind of don't know it's like bookish merch until you like really look at it. There's also this Etsy shop that will print out any book for you and put them on earrings or a necklace, and I feel like if someone is a new author, that would be such a fun thing to have their book on jewelry. I don't know, I have thought about doing that when my book is finally published, and I think it's a really cute idea. There's also some fun different ideas I've seen online about future best-selling author, like little, I don't know, just little things like that. On to idea number two, which is to upgrade their setup. So for a writer, if they're a desktop user, they have their own desk or a location where they typically write, my suggestion is to upgrade or to get fun, like little accessories for them. So that could be like a new desk mat that all completely matches with like a mouse pad with hand rest, all of those little ergonomic things. There's so many fun options. I put some down below, just some different styles. Another really fun one, which is something I use all the time during writing, is a wireless keyboard. They have so many different versions. And to me, like, yes, they may have these things, but like to me, a gift is like when you're upgrading something, it's like you're getting somebody something they wouldn't usually probably spend their own money on, and it's just kind of for fun. So like I have a regular keyboard. I think it's pretty similar to this one, the tan one here on this list, but there's also some ones that have like backlit. They have like all these beautiful colors. There's ones that are like typewriter inspired. This could also work for like an iPad. You can like attach them. They have like typewriter ones, just like anything that's gonna make it feel like, wow, this is like a luxury like while I'm using it. If your writer that you're trying to buy something for is a laptop user, you could look at getting a new case for their actual laptop to protect it and it just be extra cute and aesthetic, and they would enjoy that. You could get a sleeve to protect their laptop when they're traveling, so sticking the laptop in there if they're someone who typically likes to write on the go in coffee shops, going places, is bringing it into a backpack or something like that. You could also get them a very nice laptop bag or a laptop case, like just making the whole process feel just like nice and luxurious and fun. Getting like their favorite colors or their favorite patterns, I feel like it'd be perfect. If your writer is somebody who likes to use pen and paper, again, the vibe is to go with like things they wouldn't typically buy for themselves. So going and finding like beautiful pens, ones that are like so many different colors, or like a really nice type of pen that like maybe they just use typically like ballpoint pens, and you're getting them something just a little bit nicer, a little more aesthetic. If you know that they like using Post-its or index cards, maybe it's getting like very different colors that are not usually offered in like the regular packs, or like, you know what I mean, just like going that like extra little bit for it. So the same with like notebooks. There's notebooks that you can get your name like written on. You could do like the initials of their story. You could do like, I don't know, just a whole kit of them. Like here's all these different ones so that they can have a new notebook for every story they're writing. I don't know. If they like to write on whiteboards, that's also an option. I saw this combo one on Amazon that was a corkboard and a whiteboard. There's also like jumbo like Post-its that you can put on the wall. Just lots of ideas you could do, or like research like different aesthetic ones. So it'd be my go-to for them. Now for readers, you have to know how they typically prefer to read. If they are an e-reader person, they own a Kindle or a Amazon Fire, Kobo, like you need to know what type of format they typically read in order to like kind of upgrade their setup for them. And it doesn't necessarily mean you'll have to like go out and buy a new e-reader, which like maybe if theirs is old and broken, like that's a great place to start. But for people who like to read on an e-reader, I would look at getting some sort of case. Typically, I feel like your cases, unless they like just got one, they get really nasty and like dirty and disgusting because you're bringing it with you everywhere. So there are different types of cases. One type of case is one that encompasses like the whole Kindle, kind of like the one I have shown here where you can like close it over, and it's the Kindle itself is like the decoration. Like it has a pattern on it or a quote, or like that's the Kindle cover is like the thing. And with that, you could add, depending on what type of cover it is, like a strap to go with it or a pop socket, like kind of depends on the case. And then they also have these really cute little charms that can go at the bottom of your Kindle that you can kind of stick in. I have a little latte one here, one with like initials, and you could do a lot of fun stuff. There's also, I believe, kits you can buy where you can like make your own little keychains for your Kindle charms, and you can get like a whole pack of them. The other option for a e-reader case is to get a clear case, and then what you can do is you can go onto Etsy and you can purchase Kindle case inserts, or you can buy a ton of different stickers from all of her favorite books, or just little quotes and just tons of different stickers, and she can decorate the inside of it. But if you do the inserts, they can like swap those out and like do whatever it is. So you could get like a whole little pack there, and they sell those like clear cases on Amazon. They have like sparkle ones, regular ones, holographic ones, like they have a whole bunch of options. And there's so many Etsy shops and like small businesses that like specialize in these kind of stickers and like inserts, so make sure to choose one of those. Okay, if your person that you're buying for is 100% an e-reader, if they do not have the appropriate setup, this is where you can upgrade it to just be a whole nother level of reading. There are Kindle holders, some that like go over your bed and like you can just kind of like see it in front of you. You definitely have to like research how they work, because I have purchased one before and I did not like it. I didn't like the one that comes like next to the bed because I would hit it all the time and it would move, and it was never in the right position for me of how I like to read. You can also get ones that are like almost like laptop trays, but they're like, you can actually put the Kindle in them, and a lot of the time they have like a little area for snacks, and I have those pictured there. Those are like easily on Amazon or TikTok shop. You can get tons of those. And then you want to get them a page turner, because you can't have your book sitting far away from you and have to like lean forward every time and like press the button. So you can get one of these little page turners, page clickers. It's worth it. There's nothing like sitting somewhere and just clicking your little book all cozy under your blanket. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. For our physical book lovers, everyone could always use a new bookmark. If you read physical books and you read multiple books at a time, it's very typical to like leave a bookmark in the book and then walk away from it. So you always need more. And I would not get like just average bookmarks. I would go, all of these ones are from Etsy, and you can go on there and you can make custom ones. You can put their initials on it. You can get hand painted ones. You can get these crazy dagger ones with dried flowers in them. Like whatever your person's aesthetic is, you will find one for it. They also have regular paper ones that are for specific books and quotes. Like there's hundreds of bookmarks. And then I would get a book holder where you basically, like this person with the dragon, like that's how you keep the book pages open, so you don't have to like hold it with two hands. Or you can also get a book holder where you can just like set your book down on an open page, but some people don't like that, so find out first if they are going to be upset if their book is like sitting open, because it might get damaged a little bit. But the book holders are for while you're reading a book. They don't damage the book, so you're good with those. Another thing you can get for physical book lovers are annotation kits. It's very easy to just go on Etsy, and all of these images were from Etsy. You can literally just buy them in a huge pack like this, and they'll have it all decorated with cute little stickers, and like they do all the work for you. You can also, I'm sure, go on Amazon and just buy the little sticky tabs or like the highlighters, but getting a kit like this, to me, just like they're already all color coordinated for them, so you don't have to buy like a massive amount of annotation supplies. They could have like lots of different colors for different books, and I feel like that's really fun, and I really like the one that has like a little carrying case for it. It's a beautiful idea. Also for physical book readers are a booklight. So these are some I all found on Amazon. They were like some of the top rated ones that I saw. And yeah, a booklight, pretty simple. But I feel like if you're reading at night, and especially if you have a partner who is sleeping, it's very nice to have a booklight next to you. And then to round off their physical book collection, I would get them a book stamp or a book embosser with their name on it. You can get this from Etsy. I feel like that's the easiest place to get it, and they will custom make stamps or embossers where it will say like from the library of Sarah. I have one. It's wonderful. I really enjoy stamping the books that I'm obsessed with and know that I want to keep forever. This could be for both writers and readers, is some sort of noise canceling headphones, or these are called loops. They're like not necessarily, I think they have noise canceling ones, but they help reduce a lot of the sound in the surrounding area. So if your house is pretty loud and you like to read or write, it can be kind of difficult to focus. So having something like that might be really helpful. If you're an audiobook reader, having headphones that really immerse you in the world and the audio quality is good is really important to me. So if the book lover that you're buying something for is an audiobook reader, that would be a great gift. I don't have a lot of audiobook reader specific recommendations, but you can buy little gift cards, buy book credits for Audible and some other retailers for audiobooks. So if the person you're trying to buy something for is exclusively an audiobook reader, you could get them some brand new headphones and Audible credits, and I feel like that's it, you know? Okay, on to idea number 3. Audiobook readers could also be in this one. For cozy vibes, to me this is for all readers and writers. This is absolutely something we want. Number 1 is candles. So we have candle warmers. We have battery operated candles for those who don't like to have open flame anywhere near their books. We have for writers some sort of the smell of a best-selling author. You can get any sort of like very specific candles for writers. There's so many of them on Etsy. There's so many of them on small business like websites, on small business shops, like yes. Then there's some fun little like, I feel like these are kind of messy, these little candles, the ones that have the books up here, but they are pretty cute to look at, so buy at your own risk. And then there are a million book-themed candles. A million. You can go on Etsy. You can search on TikTok, is what I would do probably, for small bookish businesses that sell like licensed book merch, bookish candles. You'll find a bunch there. Next is, along with candles, your lighting inspo. So I actually have like 90% of these. I am very not into the overhead light, and if that's how the person you're buying a present for is as well, I feel like most readers and writers are kind of like, they want to get into that cozy introverted zone when they're reading or writing, and they need the vibes to be good, you know? Okay, so we have twinkle lights. You can put them on a wall, you can put them in front of a window. I have gotten a curtain, like a gauzy kind of curtain, and then put the lights over it. So it kind of softens everything. Looks great. This is a like galaxy star projector, also from Amazon. It just like rotates stars and constellations in different colors on your ceiling. Then we have this. I don't have a specific floor lamp by Govee, but I have used their like little light strips, and I have really enjoyed them. You can use them for your phone and like change the color and like how they rotate and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you could get one of these lamps or a strip of light, and it could go in their office or in your living room, and just like you turn it on when you're reading or writing, and I feel like it would just set a very beautiful ambiance. And last, I don't think I would get all these for somebody, but if you wanted to like set up a little cozy reading nook or get them like one lighting element, one of these are good. But the projector is something you could definitely do, a light and a projector. I feel like projectors are fun. Usually people use them for movies and stuff, but I really like when I'm writing or reading to go on YouTube and pull up like aesthetic backgrounds of like a moody castle or like a little coffee shop or a fireplace or something like that. And I have used my projector on the wall in my office to basically just project a fireplace or whatever it is on the entire wall, and it's really fun. So it definitely like, it makes your whole room a mood. But if you don't have a lot of space or empty walls, I wouldn't get that one. Next for both of them is blankets and pillows. So I definitely have one of these. I think we just got ours on Amazon, the like reading pillows, where it helps you sit up in bed and read, or sit up on the couch and read. They're great. You could get a customized blanket. I found this one on Etsy, and put the person you're buying a present for's name on it. And I don't know, there's a lot of different ones. You could also get ones, I think I saw, that had like individual books, or like you could choose the books you want on it, or quotes. Lots of ideas. Then we have just like cozy blankets and heated blankets. Any of those, perfect. Idea number 4, your writer or reader who needs a new hobby. Number 1, cozy gaming. I have recently gotten into cozy gaming this year. It's great. It's the perfect like segue away from writing or reading to me. It's like very introverted, it's very calm, but it's something totally new to do, and it is so fun. So if you wanted to combine books and cozy gaming, I would recommend getting Tiny Bookshop, which you can play on the Nintendo Switch, also other gaming consoles, but I feel like Switches are like perfect for cozy gaming. And it is a very slow-paced game where you live in this like little beach town, and you sell books to people and you recommend them, and you have to personally decide which book would be perfect for each one of your customers. The graphics are like incredible, little watercolor painted looking aesthetics. It is so like relaxing and slow paced, but I could also do it for hours. So that would be my like top recommendation for getting into cozy gaming if you want the person you're getting a gift for to try a new adjacent hobby to reading or writing. Next would be bookbinding. If they like to read fan fiction, this is especially a great hobby for them, because then you can print out those fan fictions and bind them into real books to put on your shelf. You can also recover books and make a more like special edition kind of style cover for them. And there are a lot of kits on both. I saw kits on both Amazon and Etsy. If you're gonna get this present for somebody, you also wanna get book board and book cloth. They need the whole thing, not just the kit. They need the supplies. Another hobby is book decorating. So the left two over there, big kits here I found on Amazon. So this is for like book bedazzling, which you can see over here some different items of how you kind of do that. And I also saw on Etsy they sell like custom kits, as well as there were ones where you could choose for the actual book and it would come with all of the colors and stuff you need for that specific book to like decorate. You can also do book foiling like here in the middle, and you could do that just on hardcover books. You could do it on old copies of books and just adding a whole bunch of foil decoration to them. I feel like this also works for book lovers and writers, is getting them something to get into kind of like digital art. So which could mean they could get into drawing character art or illustrating things for their books. I feel like if they already have an iPad, this is a great addition to it, is to get them an Apple Pencil and the Procreate app. They have ones that are like just the art studio and then also like an animation one. And then if your writer in your life would like to start designing their own book covers or like learning how to do different graphics, you could also look into getting them a subscription to Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, like any of those kind of things. And I would also recommend with this like getting a course, either like getting them a subscription to like one of those course websites. My mind is blanking on it right now, but not Teachable, but there's like some different course websites where you have like hundreds of course options where they would probably have like learning how to draw characters on Procreate or how to do book cover designing. So those could all be some new hobby ideas that they could try. And idea number 5, if you really want to impress this person and you also have lots of money, these are my ideas for you. For writers, you could really upgrade their desk setup by getting a standing desk. I think I saw some on Amazon for like around $100. There are also some that are like significantly more than that. And then they also have walking pads. Not that you want to say that you're trying to tell someone they need to exercise for the holidays, but if you know that they have been complaining a lot about always sitting down and all of their hobbies are seated hobbies like reading and gaming and writing and watching TV and all those kinds of things, if they're wanting to walk a little bit while they read or write, they have tons of them on Amazon at various different price points. This is a bit pricier, but the other option of something you could get is called a free write. It is basically, I have one, my husband got it for me for my birthday this year and I have loved using it. It is a distraction-free writing tool. It is basically like a little laptop, but it doesn't connect to the internet or anything except for when you go to send what you've written, and you can only see what you've written like on the screen, like at most this much. It's supposed to really help you like draft and write completely distraction-free without the internet and YouTube and all these like fun things that can distract you while you're working. The devices are completely in different price ranges. I think there's some that are like almost $1,000 and then some that are like maybe like $100 or $200, but you'd have to check out their website. For writers, some big spending, but probably very much appreciated, would be to give them writing time. Depending on their current lifestyle, if it's typically very busy and hard to get away for significant chunks of time to write, perhaps gifting them a solo writing retreat, aka a night in a hotel to just completely focus on writing by themselves, a night away, a weekend away, where they can just write in peace and quiet and fall asleep and enjoy it. I don't know. There are also some courses. If you're wanting to invest in their writing resources, you could also purchase either subscriptions or courses. One that I have personally taken is Publish and Thrive by Sarah Cannon. It is more focused towards indie publishing, which is what I'm doing. So I don't have any great personal recommendations for traditional publishing, but I know that there are specifics other than like Readsy has a lot of like courses. I took a writing course with them last year and it was really for anybody. It didn't have to be for indie or traditionally published. So investing in a writing course, which could be $100 to $700, who knows, $1,000. They all are like such a wide range of prices, I feel like. So another option would be buying them a ticket to a writing conference. There are so many different ones. Author Nation is just one I put on the board here because it is a very indie focused largest writing conference that happens every year in Las Vegas, and the dates are up for that. There are like admission fees for conferences, and then you have like the hotels and the travel fees and all that kind of stuff, but those are just ideas. I feel like it goes without saying, but like these would be gifts that you would discuss with the person you're buying, like whether or not they actually want to go to these events or courses, or just things to talk about, you know? But these are just the ideas that you can bring up way before Christmas. For readers, you could be getting them Billy bookcases from IKEA, which are about $100 a piece, and usually people want more than one. Or a reading room if you have the space, or they have the space, getting cozy chairs, getting a whole thing. We already looked at some lights and candles and like cozy blankets, like all of it could go together. Or you could just get them the big piece of a bookshelf or a chair. There's also, I think a lot of people like to have TBR carts, which could be a really fun idea to get the cart, which is not that expensive, maybe like $50 or under. And then you could fill it up with a lot of new books if you wanted to. Have kind of like fun things, like fill up their cart for them. Ideas. Okay, for readers, gifting them time to read, similarly to time to write, you could just do a hotel room so they can have a solo night to just read as much as they want. I would definitely think about doing this if you know that a big book release is happening for one of their favorite books. If they would like to take the day off and read, why not go the extra step and have them stay in a hotel or something fun like that and just get to read it in absolute solitude, or maybe it's for the both of you and you're going to read this together. There are reading retreats if they are wanting to read with other people. Their Fable Events does one with Romantasy retreats, and Book Huddle also does them, but I looked and theirs were already sold out for 2026. Maybe they'll add more dates, but the current ones were sold out, so I couldn't put the prices there. Or if the person you're buying a little retreat time for has a lot of friends who also like to read these books, or has long distance friends that they would love to reconnect with and read, you could rent an Airbnb or some sort of home rental and let them have a cozy cabin or beachside mini vacation to read together. All right, on to books, but expensive books. So there are regular books that are signed copies, like these ones over here that you can buy from Barnes & Noble. You just have to go online and they'll be signed by the author. And then there are special edition books that are no longer in print, like the ACOTAR series, that go for about like $300 to $500 in the original covers on eBay and other websites online. That would be one. Then there are book box sets with original art on them, like this is acrylic picks, I forget, I'll put their name here. There are lots of different book box sets that are licensed merchandise from these different authors, where they basically have this beautiful art and alternative covers for, and you just like put the covers on your books, or sometimes you get the books as well. I don't know, kind of all varies by company. And then over here there are ones like Fairy Loot books. So these you don't need to have a subscription for, the Lady of Darkness series, or I've seen this one a lot recently, this Unearthly. I'm not sure what the series name is, but you can buy special edition copies that will go out of print. They're limited edition. You can pre-order them on these websites like Fairy Loot or different like specialty book sets, but once they're gone, they're typically gone. So getting the person in your life who is absolutely obsessed with a certain author or their books, those books will go away eventually if they are special editions. So purchasing something like this. There are also special events if you're wanting to do something together, or if you're wanting to buy an event where they can go with their friends. There are kind of like Comic-Con, but Romantasy book cons. There are lots of those. They are full events with cocktail hours and dances and meeting all of your favorite authors and getting special edition books and listening to panels. And I think this last year, a couple months ago at the Romantasy book con in Orlando, it was Rebecca Yarros, who wrote Fourth Wing, was the like headlining speaker at that. They have like big best-selling authors at these events that you can meet and get your book signed and talk to and listen to them talk about the books. Great ideas if you're wanting to get more of like an activity for them to do. There's also just individual book balls. This one, Starfall Ball, is specific specifically themed towards the ACOTAR series. I have been to 2 different book balls, one for the Fourth Wing series and one for Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, and they were wonderful. It was for a book release, so they also have those, so lots of just like events to look out for. There's also like themed book balls, like this one is a Regency era Jane Austen one. There's masquerade ones, like there's so many. So if you're looking for a special event for the person you're buying a gift for, these are some options. And idea number 6, my last idea, this is getting them books, but better. There are so many ways to gift books to a book lover or writing books who typically love books too. If you're wanting to get them books and that's what you're like absolutely set on, there are some new fun ways to give them books that just feels like a little more effort to it, you know? The first one is doing kind of like a book advent calendar. You can do 12 days of Christmas, you could do just a couple days, whatever. You wrap up each book and it has like little goodies that go with it. They have kits that you can buy on Etsy or like go to the store, buy a book, wrap it up, give this gift every single day, or you could give it in a box, mail it to them, and have them open one a day, and just having a little advent calendar style book opening. Then there are book boxes. So I have gotten one before. My husband got me one last year from Etsy where it was all themed to one book series. So typically it has a book or 2 in it, and then it's a whole box full of lots of different goodies like hair things, socks, stickers, jewelry, keychains, pens, like lots of things, just all pretty much usually themed around a certain book. You could also do a blind date with a book, which is kind of similar to the advent calendar book, but it's more just like a one-off gift. Even like Barnes & Noble sells these now where it'll be kind of decorated and have like a description of the book, but you don't actually know what the book is. So it's kind of just like a little more fun than just buying someone like one book, you know? But you can buy those off of Etsy as well, and it'll have like the little annotation sticky notes in them and pens and like all sorts of different stuff. You could also do a basket, like a book basket, and put like a big blanket at the bottom and their favorite cup of tea and like all of these little goodies, you know, in it with a book. And the last one, which would be the most expensive way to do this, but also very fun, is to actually go to a store like Barnes & Noble and play the book game. There's like a million of these. You have to look maybe on TikTok or Instagram. Typically the way I've seen it done is like a timer is set for a certain amount of time, usually very small, where you basically just buy as many books as they can grab in that many seconds. Play at your own risk. I have no idea how expensive that could be. It could probably be hundreds of dollars depending on the time frame that you spend. But if you want it to be like an event and a day, you could go, you could get coffee, you could like have them pick out a bunch of books. You could also play some sort of game where it's like you each pick one, like 1 and 1, or you have to buy a book that has a blue cover, or like you could make it a whole game. You know what I mean? These were my ideas for what to get your writer or reader in your life for this holiday season. This is not an exhaustive list. There are more things I thought of at the very end here as I was talking, but I feel like this is a good starting off point. My final just like advice would just be like do a little bit of research before you buy a gift and like look at their Goodreads account or any sort of like account they have that says what kind of books they want to read or things they've already read. Like look around their office if they're a writer and just kind of like see how you could, you know, get something that they would actually like. See like their style and their aesthetic and like, you know what I mean, before just like buying a random, like getting a sweatshirt for somebody who is a reader could be like the best gift ever, or it could be like super awkward. So just think about it a little bit. But I hope this was helpful. I have so many more ideas. If you need more, just let me know. I can always do a part 2. But I hope you find your writer or reader a lovely gift this holiday season. And thanks so much for watching. Bye!